Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from the YouTube channel Redolessence. First things first, I just want to thank you all so much for tuning back into my videos, watching my content, and supporting what I do. I really love you guys for that. Thank you. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at one of the newest fragrances by the company Thameen, and this one is called Imperial Crown. So stay tuned. Now, before I begin the video, I do want to mention that this fragrance was a gift for me. There was actually a Thameen event in New York City at Oswald. So if you guys haven't checked out Oswald, if you are from the New York City area, I'm going to leave links down below. Definitely check them out. They are one of my favorite boutiques in the city. I've actually done a couple of events there. I love the staff there. Everybody is so friendly. And so if you have a chance, definitely stop by, say hello on my behalf. So they had a custom engraving event there. And if you can't already tell, I'm going to show you a close-up of the presentation in just a little bit, but they actually engraved my YouTube channel name, Redolessence, right on the bottle. And the gentleman there who assisted me, he was a gentleman from Turkey. He's been doing this since he was 5 years old. It was amazing. He did it freehand, did not use a stencil or anything. And with your purchase, they actually engraved whatever you wanted on the bottle. And so I tried every single fragrance from their line. And my favorite by far, there's one called Regent Leather, and this one has to be in the #1 spot. It's called Imperial Crown. It is one of the most amazing fragrances that I've ever smelled in my life, and I'm really not blowing smoke. I'm not making this up. This is such a gorgeous and exquisite fragrance. I am so happy and I'm so blessed to have this in my collection. So the name Thameen is an Arabic word and it means precious, and a lot of their fragrances are inspired by precious stones. Of course, the name is Thameen London. They are a UK-based company out of London, and their fragrances are inspired by different stones and different jewels, and this one is part of the Sovereign collection. So it's 3 different fragrances, and this is one that really appealed to my likings the most. So I'm so excited to tell you what I think of this myrrh, frankincense, pepper-based scent. Really exciting. Let's start things off by taking a closer look at the gorgeous presentation. So this is one of the best presentations I've ever seen in my life. Very sturdy construction. It says Thameen London here on the front. You open it up with this silk tab, and you also have the graphic of the brand's insignia here on the front. It opens up just like this. It is a magnetic box, and you have this bed of silk that the bottle rests on. You have some information about the company here on the inside. Really gorgeous presentation. And as far as the bottle is concerned, I do have this one engraved with my YouTube handle on it. It's hand engraved, and they did such an amazing job with it. You have the Thameen logo at the top here. I really love the blue color of the glass as well. The cap does click into place. You can pick this one up from the cap. And the distribution on the atomizer, absolutely incredible. You can control how much you want to spray. Let's go ahead and continue with the smell. So as soon as this fragrance opens up, the first thing that you'll notice about it is that it has a very strong peppery aroma. Not only is there black pepper in here, but there's also pink pepper. And what I think the black pepper does is it conveys this very mature, rich, sophisticated aroma. And pink pepper actually has more of a rosy olfactory profile. And so you have a little bit of that spicy nuance, but then it's kind of rosy at the same time, which tames it down. In addition to those 2 notes, what I think probably the second or third strongest note in here is this note of Somali incense. I do get like a frankincense vibe. And so I think this is a very spiritual scent. This is a very grounding scent. I've had a few people try this one and they absolutely loved it on me. As a matter of fact, last weekend, because I've been wearing this one for about a couple weeks now. So last weekend, my sister-in-law came over and she smelled this on me and she goes, "You're wearing a new perfume today, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And she demanded to know what I was wearing because she loved it that much. So you have that incense note in here, and it definitely evokes, not necessarily being in like a Roman Catholic church or anything like that, or a cathedral, but it does remind you of being a church because it has that familiar incensey, resinous quality about it, but there's also elemi resin in here, which is a resin that is native to the eastern part of the world, and so a lot of Asian countries. So it has a bit of like a lemony scent. It also has an aromatic presence about it. It's woodsy, but it also has the balsamic richness that usually accompanies a lot of resins. And then in the dry down, you do have these regal woods, and it just completes the composition. It's such an amazing fragrance. It really is one of the best niche releases for 2018, if not the best niche release for 2018. If you guys have not tried this house, I would highly recommend that you do. There's also one called Green Pearl that I really enjoyed. That one kind of had like a tart green apple nuance on top of like a clean sort of ambroxan or ambergris base. It was really well put together, very nicely done. But this one by far ended up being my favorite. And the only fragrance that's second to this one would be Regent Leather, which had a leather accord with a vanilla undertone. Such an incredible scent. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let's go ahead and finish off the review with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this is an incredibly unique scent. There's really nothing else on the market that I can quite compare this one to. The closest comparison that I could probably make is Poivre 23 by Le Labo, which is a city exclusive, but even that's a little bit of a stretch. I find this one to be not as peppery, and this one has more of an emphasis on those sweet balsamic notes in the base. It really is such a well put together scent with the incense that's pervasive through the scent. It's just gorgeous. In terms of the longevity, 8+ hours. The longevity on this one is no slouch, but it's one of the reasons why when you do wear this one, you want to be a little bit more conservative with the trigger. So this one is really easy to sort of bathe yourself in it. So just do like 3 or 4 sprays and that will last such a long time. So funny story with this one, as soon as I was leaving Oswald, my wife and I were walking over to this pizza restaurant by Washington Square Park in Manhattan. And as we were walking there, I was just so impatient and I couldn't wait to spray this one on skin, because although I had sampled this one at home, you know, being in the store and smelling it again, and you know, I wasn't wearing it on skin, so I was so impatient to try this one on skin. So I took the bottle out of the box and I sprayed it twice on my clothes. And the entire walk over to this pizza spot, my wife kept saying to me, wow, you're really pumping. I'm really able to smell you. And that was just going off of 2 sprays in what seemed to be like 10-degree weather. That was like the real field temp. And so it was really cold on that day. So I mean, I think that that's a testament as to how well this one performs, and I'm not making any of this up. Projection on this one is fantastic. For the first 2 to 3 hours, people are going to be able to smell it on you. I want to say maybe around the 8-hour mark, you got to get really close, but the longevity, this is Extrait de Parfum, so the performance on this fragrance is astounding. In terms of the versatility, perhaps the versatility is compromised a little bit because of the price point associated with this one, especially when you're looking at fragrances within the Sovereign collection. I think that this one is best worn towards a dressed up scenario, so I probably wouldn't wear this one as much casually, but I really am addicted to this scent. And so there are some times when I'm just lounging around the house and I spray this one on because I want to relive the scent and the experience of that day. I think that this one would work better on somebody who's a bit older, a bit more mature. So I would say 25 and up. I think it's completely unisex. And last up, presentation is gorgeous. My final verdict on this one, this is one of my favorite scents of all time. I absolutely love this fragrance. There's nothing to not love about this fragrance. I love the house. I love their story. I like what they stand for. I like the presentation. I love the way that it smells. I love the name. I love all of the memories that I've associated with it. I really do love this scent. And when you guys try it for yourself, you will see just what a spectacular and exquisite scent this is. You guys know that I typically don't recommend blind buying, but if there's a way that you guys can pick up a sample, whether it be from Oswald, again, links down below, or any other website that carries this, I would definitely recommend that you check it out because this is such a stellar fragrance. And also, in the meantime, try Carved Oud, try Green Pearl, and try Regent Leather. And that was a collaboration that they did with Rolls-Royce, which I think is really interesting. And the presentation has a gold border on it. It actually looks really luxurious. So thank you guys once again so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I would also like to give a very special thank you to Thameen for gifting me this bottle, and to the folks over at Oswald for made this collaboration happen. I really do love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the Redolessence channel and what I do. If you are new to this channel as a viewer and you're not yet subscribed, if you did take something of value from this video, and only if you took something of value from this video, I would definitely appreciate your subscription. You may do so by clicking the red subscribe button down below in the corner. This way, whenever I do put out future fragrance related videos, they will get delivered straight to your feed. You never need to worry about missing any of my future fragrance related content, and that includes, of course, reviews just like this one, but also top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, interviews, special guests, and a whole lot of other fragrance related content. Thanks again for watching. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.